So let me lob this question to the whole group, okay? Right? Jump ball. So we've all heard the saying, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. What are we doing over and over again? And maybe what should we be doing going forward to maybe accelerate the energy transition? Any thoughts on what we could be doing differently? No one's looking at me. Neil, there you go.
I think that we are trying to do geothermal differently.
Yeah.
Historically, it makes up a really low percentage of the global installed capacity, like 0.02% installed capacity globally, because it's really hard to find.
Yes.
And yet it's everywhere.
Yes.
So we are trying to do that differently.
Yeah.
So that's one of the ways that we are trying to come at it. I mean, fusion, if that happens, I don't need to be here. None of us need to. There's no quiver needed. We're good. It's I think that's fantastic.
But between
right?
his arrow and yours, we may need some weapons, though, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you're going to need all of these pieces together. That was just in jest. But no, absolutely. I think that for us, that is what we're doing differently. We're trying to come at this problem a different way.
Right.
We were founded in 2017, and we had a full-scale pilot project operational for 5 years, and now we're having our first commercial project.
Excellent.
That is the attempt to access energy everywhere that is below you in an economic, affordable, resilient way.
Excellent. And yeah, great.
Rob, I think it was Brian Deese that coined the term of district energy as a platform-based solution, right? At our annual meeting.
Last year. Yeah.
No, it was several years. Last year he was a keynote, but it was multiple years before that he was a speaker. But the portfolio approach is what's going to win out today. No single technology, multiple shots on goal, and district energy is an enabling platform that allows you to integrate, high intensity energy sources, low intensity, and optimize efficiency.
Just got to build the thermal grid, right?
Thermal grid, baby. Yep.
Thanks, Tim. Joan?
Just circling back on the nuclear, I'm excited to, just like having started my career with a nuclear testing at Limerick. So I think that one is a good example where in the US, all prior nuclear has been done under the regulated utility framework. And now the new model is going to be driven by private developers and business. And so we've seen, I live in Georgia, Vogtle was the last utility nuclear plant to come online, took forever, cost so much. We kept doing it the same way, and now we're going to revisit and approach it from, the private sector, the business, connecting the folks to make it more economic. So
yeah, that's a good point, Joan. Yes, we can't afford too many more Vogtles, that's for sure.
We cannot.
Kimberly?
To piggyback on that, I think also too, I think you were talking about bringing people together and really lobbying, let's call it that, right? So, you're talking about government, making the rules and getting involved and everything like that, but having a coalition of the companies that are actually going to the government and saying, this is what really needs to happen, instead of it coming from them down, we need to be going to them and telling them how to do it.
So instead of policy like making rain, okay, you guys all get umbrellas, we should be, no.
Yeah, this is how it's going to happen.
Here's what we have, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Noah, thanks, Kim.
Yeah, to build on that theme, I think cross-industry collaboration, breaking down silos is really important. Like in the data center industry, a lot of lawmakers don't really understand what a data center does. Does it bring value? They're sometimes perceived as just boxes, on the outskirts of town, and don't realize that actually it's fundamental to the economy, for example. And even like working with some partners don't understand how it works, etc. So I think there's a big gains to be made just to get the story out and say, this is how it works, this is the opportunity. Because I think a lot of times projects where we could, for example, export heat don't even get off the ground because no one even knows how to start the conversation. Data center companies, just wants to build a data center. District energy just wants to do district energy in the way that, is familiar.
But there really is a convergence opportunity,
yeah.
right? And it would be important to not continue to the insanity of you go over here and you do your thing and we'll go over here. Let's
Exactly.
see.
Exactly. With the push for on-site power generation now with AI, this is a massive opportunity for decentralized energy and data center world to sort of collaborate much more closely.
Right. I want to get to John, but first, Kevin, you had a comment.
I was just going to say one more thing. You mentioned your word cloud, and district energy was in the tiny 8-point font. You, in particular, in this organization, have done yeoman's work in just continuing to push the relevance and importance of district energy. I think that conversation still needs to happen, and we've got to find opportunities to take that message and pair it with maybe bigger organizations or bigger causes. When I think about nuclear, one of the things that has really spurred the interest and the support behind it has been, what's happening with the data center boom and AI. But you see companies like Google and Meta and Microsoft making very assertive pronouncements and movements toward adopting nuclear energy. I think that has done as much as anything to really turn the tide for public acceptance. And I think, there's an opportunity for district energy to sort of ride that momentum as well.
Yeah, so they're like, it's almost like the branding or the influencer model, right? Where if Bill Gates says, well, we're going to repower a nuke, people go, oh, he's a pretty smart guy. Maybe.
I always thought we needed a good Taylor Swift campaign to get behind nuclear. It just took, do you want me to call Taylor? Yeah, shoot her a text and see if she'll jump on. Yeah.